Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at the lovely Daffodil Dreams, a beautiful spring card stamp set with, you've got Easter blessings and Happy Mother's Day, but for a spring card, in the UK we have daffodils from sort of early spring, sort of February time onwards, and I just think that they're just brilliant, sunny, lovely, bright, cheery flowers. The stamp set comes with coordinating dies, and the dies are called, we're not looking at the dies today, but the dies are called Daffodil Dyes that go with Daffodil Daydream. So you can, inside them, you've got the outlines so that you can die cut out the flowers, and although it's something that you can fussy cut out, the way they cut them out makes them look really professional when you've finished with them. And the dies, you can make all sorts of beautiful three-dimensional daffodils as well. I showed you one the other week and I'll be showing you some more of those. Now, in the catalogue, it is on page... Let me just flick through quickly and find it for you. I should have opened it up at the right place, shouldn't I? But the catalogue is just filled with the most lovely stamp sets. It is the, let me show you, the catalogue is the January to June, getting the right bit on, January to June mini catalogue. And all of you or all of my subscribers will have received a catalogue. If you haven't, if you're in the UK, if you are haven't got a demonstrator, would like to buy some of the products and haven't got a catalogue, then please just drop me a note below and I'd be happy to send you one, and then you can order and buy what you want. So this is the stamp set. It's on page 37. The bundle together is £51.25. You get a 10% discount. The stamp set on its own is £22, and the dies are a large price point, so they're £35. However, you get 24 dies and they will build the three-dimensional daffodils. So if I show you quickly just inside, you have got, says me, I've got it on the wrong side. Let's turn it round so I can, I always put mine on magnetic sheets. You can buy magnetic sheets anywhere. I've taken out these ones that I showed you, but you then have all of these, which will build up your three-dimensional daffodils. So you can make some just beautiful, beautiful daffodils. So I am going to be using just the stamps and then the coordinating dies to cut them out. So let's get started on this. I am taking a piece of, just to show you the stamping out, piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to use the larger of the images just to put out. They're really large sizes so that you can have them. If you don't want to buy, if you just want to buy the stamp set, then you can put it literally in the center and it will work beautifully as well. So I'm just going to use my Memento because I'm going to be coloring it in blend. So Memento is a water-based ink. So if you are colouring it with alcohol, it then won't smudge. So I'm just going to put this in, slap bang in on the centre, or as near as I can do it. Press it down firmly. And then you have your beautiful flowers in the centre like that. So that's how we're going to do the flowers. But when you are colouring with blends, I always suggest that you wait just a few moments for the ink to dry completely. So what I've done is I've done two ready to colour in, because I thought you'd be more interested in seeing the colouring in and then putting the card together. So I'm using blends, and it's down to you what you use. Now I have got two different tones of yellow. This is dark Daffodil Delight. My light Daffodil Delight has run out, but I got this one from the clearance rack earlier on in the year, which is the dark Pineapple Punch. So I'm using these two because they're a light yellow and a dark yellow. What you need to find is a light and a dark in a yellow tone. You could use possibly an orangey tone, but I would say a yellow tone. And then what we're going to do is we're going to colour in the whole of the outside and the inside, so the whole of the daffodil in your light colour. So it's quite a quick, easy card to do. Now you can use obviously pencils, you can use our chalks, you can use watercolours, you know, you can use whatever you want really. I'm only going to do one actually because they're coloured in exactly the same way. I am going to do the little butterfly as well. So then we take the darker colour, which is my dark Daffodil Delight, and inside the trumpet you're going to make it darker. So you've got that really nice sort of yellow part coming through. Then down on the bottom here, because that's where you're going to have your sort of shadow, bring it up from the edge and just out along the artist that draws them gives you really good guidelines, because if you follow where you've got the darker line, so where this line is, if you just shade in on there, it will give you the colour that you want. So that's the daffodil part in. And then the, again, a green, a light and a dark green. Doesn't really matter which. This one is Old Olive. But as I say, choose whichever you want. And again, you're going to do the whole of the light in first. In fact, I might do it with the smaller end of the brush if I can get it off. Oh, it's going to be one that's going to pull the middle out. Okay, we won't do that. We'll do the other side. The only thing with the blends that I do find frustrating, and I found it frustrating right from the beginning, is that quite often when you pull the lid off, you pull the insides out. And some of them are easier than others, and some of them don't do it as much, but it is something which frustrates me a little bit with them. Right, so we're doing the light all the way down. Just down to your bottom bit, and this one as well. As I say, the little bullet point is easier to use, but I can't get the top of that one off, unfortunately, because it will take, when I do it, it just pulls the whole of the insides out. So unfortunately that's one I can't. However, I can on the dark one. So I'm going to just do this on the inside. So you can do it on just on one side. I'm doing it on the sort of left-hand side of it, but as long as you just do it on one side, and you're just going to just draw down. Now, because it's very fine, you don't necessarily need to go over it to blend it in again, because it's too fine to really do that. You can if you want to. I wouldn't. Then we're going to get a pale and a dark blue. Again, whatever ones you've got. I've got, this is light and dark balmy blue. In fact, I don't even know whether they do that one anymore. It might be a retired one, but as I say, I use what I've got and the colours that I like. So again, we're going to do the whole thing in the pale. And then I'm going to take the dark and I'm just going to do in on the inside bit here. You can see where there's a little line part, so just in on the inside, and do it a couple of times because you want that bit to be nice and dark. Okay, so that's our little daffodil and our little butterfly. And then you take your die and die cut them out. Now, these dies are quite clever. You have a little tiny hole at the bottom. So you need to make sure that when you look through that little hole, you can see the bottom of your flower. So you're going to line it up at the top, but then make sure that there is, you can see the bottom of the stem at the bottom, because if you move it across a little bit and it comes white, you haven't got it where you want it. So it's a very good guideline to see that you've got it exactly where you need to. So that's just a little tip for you. And then just run it through the die cutting machine. The little butterfly goes through as well. Now I have die cut these out rather than wasting the time, and obviously this one goes through on here, and I colour that one in as well. The nice thing is that when they are die cut out, which I will show you, so that's this one, which is die cut out, and you can see it really is, it's rather nicely done. So it does make it look quite professional when it's die cut out. And then the other one, again, I've done a couple of them, but this one, when those are die cut out, you have this little piece here, it die cuts those tiny pieces out as well. So again, I think that they look very professional when they're die cut out. So another good reason for getting the dies, because it does make them look far more professional than if you tried to cut them out. You wouldn't be able to cut them out, you know, with these lovely lines around the side. And then we've got the butterflies, which again are quite pretty, and we're going to pop them in where we can. So let's start making a card. I've got a black base, because black will go with anything. So if you're just starting out and you haven't got a whole collection, just get black for your bases, and then everything will go on quite easily. I'm using this, just a card to say you're amazing. This is a new celebration stamp set, which you can get for free with a qualifying order. So let me just show you that one. It is in on the back because it's one of the larger ones, because it has, here we go, it's on page 14, special moment. There are 21 sentiments, so 2 sets of sentiments, and it is free with a £90 purchase. So if you bought the daffodil set and you know, some papers and things like that, you'd soon get up to your £90 and you could get that one free. I just love the sentiments on these. So just a card to say you're amazing. And I'm going to put the large one in, and as you can see, the large one will work just beautifully straight in the center. You don't need to have anything more on there than that. And then I would put a butterfly probably flying down, and maybe another one just down in on the bottom there like that. I do like butterflies, and I think that they just add that little pop of colour in there, which I think looks quite nice. So that would be my first one. I'm not going to glue it all down because I don't want to spend too much time on this video for you. And the second one, I'm going to do a, I've got another butterfly because I do like the butterfly for just breaking it up. This is on Misty Moonlight. And again, just your basic white 1/4 inch smaller. This one, I've just got one of the, again from that free stamp set. I couldn't wait for a special occasion. I think that's really good. I send cards out to friends all the time, just because. And these are really just because cards. And you could just have this one in on its own. Again, it would look beautiful with just, you know, a little butterfly coming in. I've done 2, so you can actually do 2 together. And if you put one, let's have a look. So we'll put one sort of that way and one coming through on the other side, maybe just tucked in behind. Put this again in on the top, and again just pop the butterfly in either down at the bottom or up at the top. I'd probably put it just there at the bottom. So that gives you another idea as well. But as I say, they work beautifully just on their own. So that's 2 of them together. Take it out and just put it on its own. And again, put it up in on the center, sentiment down at the bottom, put it up with dimensionals and just pop your little butterfly in on there, and I think that's lovely. So we've only used these elements in here. We haven't used this sort of stripy border, and we haven't used the splots on there. It's not Easter time or Mother's Day at the moment, so you know, I'm doing these as just pretty spring cards to remind people that spring is on its way, even though we might be in the depths of winter and we've just had Christmas and we've got the January blues. A nice card with a bright, cheery daffodil on it will brighten anybody's day. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.